Are you an empathetic creator entrepreneur? That's the big question today, and we're going to be looking at what's called customer development on this series, Cooking Up an Influencer Startup. I'm Dr. John, the EntreProfessor. I teach entrepreneurship at a leading university, and this term I'm teaching a course called the Influencer Startup. It's for students who are interested in creating content media like social media or other video and other types of content, but also to build a money model so that they can have sustainable revenue streams and keep going. We're working our way through my 7-part framework for any kind of startup, and today we're going to be working on number 3, iteration. I'm also going to be cooking Verde Chicken Chili, a family favorite of mine, and I cook dinner each week for the class, and we have family dinner together while we work as a community to create good content and build out our money models. There are actually 3 reasons why Verde Chicken Chili is a great example to use when we're talking about iteration, and I'll tell you why in the video. I'm also going to share several different opportunities you have to set up affiliate marketing that can align with your content creator brand and can turn into additional revenue streams for you. Let's get into it. So first, I'm going to say I recorded this video before and there was a problem with my camera and I didn't get any sound. So I'm doing a little bit of an intro here and I'm going to do voiceover for the rest of it. So bear with me, as this is a different approach to editing than I've ever done before, but I think there's some really good content that's going to be useful, and I want to make sure that you still have a chance to see it this week. So what is customer development? Customer development is just like product development, but the focus is more on who the customer is that you're creating content for or building your money model for. So we've talked in previous weeks about the ideal viewer profile. This is the person that's going to be most interested in the content that you create and most likely to view your content, to follow you, and to really engage with the content that you create. This is very similar to what we call in entrepreneurship the ideal customer profile, and that's going to be that person that really gains the most from your product or service or offering, and most likely to be a loyal customer. And you want to be creating products for that ideal customer profile. Just like in an influencer startup, you want to be creating content for that ideal viewer profile. The customer development process is how you can make sure you really get to know that customer. You really want to understand them and you want to empathize with them, their situation, their circumstances, their journey, and why it is that they resonate with you as a creator or the content that you create. There are 2 ways to approach customer development. You can use quantitative approaches to collecting data about customers, how they behave, how they operate, the things that they do as they're interacting with your content. Or you can also collect quantitative data through surveys and polls or observations. These are different ways that you can get data from customers that are quantitative that you can then use to fuel your build, measure, learn loop. A second kind of customer development is qualitative customer development. This is the kind of development that you do where you're not just crunching numbers, you're not just looking at survey data that are somewhat removed, you're actually talking to your viewers, you're talking to your customers, you're asking them questions, you're having empathy with them, and you do this by listening and learning and asking good questions. And so these are the things that are going to look more like interviews, where you find someone who is a viewer or a customer and you start to ask them questions and get to know them, learn about their situation and circumstances. You also might host focus groups where you get a group of people together that fit your IVP and start to get them talking with each other about what they like about your content, what they don't like about your content, what they'd like to see more of. You can also use things like comments and engagement with customers that you have through the platform you're creating content for, because a lot of times the comments that are being posted are going to turn into useful input and feedback that you can use to give you insights about your viewers, what they care about, what they're interested in, and what they would like to see more of in the future from you. Today, I'm making Verde Chicken Chili. This one is really tasty. It's very hearty. It has a lot of protein, and it's one that I really like to make. It's very good for family dinner because it serves a lot of people and also fills everyone up so they're not hungry while we're creating content. Here's why Verde Chicken Chili is such a good pairing with iteration being our main topic this week. 3 reasons. First of all, this is a recipe that has evolved over time. within my family. It's one that we really like, and over the years, we've adjusted the recipe as we've found things that we like better. We've changed as our taste changed, or if we discovered certain things added to it, either in terms of the ingredients themselves or the spices or what have you. And so it has been iterative over time, just in the evolution of the recipe itself. This is also a good example of iteration because this is a multi-step recipe. You can't really very easily make this all in one shot because it calls for pulled chicken, which is something that takes a long time to create, and you have to cook it, slow cook it for a really long time, and then you have to pull it apart into the nice like shredded chicken that fills in nicely for the chili. The beans take a good bit of time to make as well because they have to cook on a slow cooker for a period of time, then they have to sit and kind of soak in the juices. And so that's the second part of the iteration is each of those steps, the chicken and the chili, take time in different stages. And then today I can put all the pieces together. And so it's really a 2-day process to get all the components just right. The third way that this is a point of iteration is it's a much simpler recipe than the ones I've created in previous weeks. And I'm iterating as I create these videos where I'm simplifying the recipes that I'm choosing, making sure they're really good and they fill in well for family dinner, but at the same time, they're easy to cook and prepare while I'm also recording this video. So for these reasons, the Verde Chicken Chili is a great way to focus in on iterations as we look at this topic today. So let's talk about some examples of both of these different types of customer development activity. If you want to conduct polls or surveys with your viewers, you're going to need to have a way to interact with them. Now, the platforms provide some of this capability. So on TikTok or on YouTube or other platforms like these, Instagram and so forth, you can use polling capabilities in the app to get your community and your viewers to engage with you. So there are various ways that you can collect polling data and survey data, and it really helps if you have a way to interact directly with your viewers to be able to facilitate this. On the platform, you can use polling capabilities that are directly in feed or on the community tab like you have with YouTube, where you can ask a question. You might say, here are several different things I've created content on the past. Which is your favorite? As an example, I create a lot of videos related to founder films. And if I were getting ready to do a new founder film video, what I might do is create a poll to say, here are 5 founder films that I think are interesting. Which one would you like me to create a video about next? So this is a good way to get that quantitative data to support which one I should maybe do next, and maybe some that I thought would be good, but maybe aren't worth putting the time and attention into. If you have an email list or you have a direct way to interact with your viewers off platform, this is where surveys can be really useful. You can send a survey out and ask people to respond to it, and this can give you a lot of useful data about how people like the content you're creating, what they'd like to see more of, what they'd like to see less of, and maybe ideas that they have that you haven't yet thought of. The next type of quantitative data that's really useful for content creator entrepreneurs and startups are the actual data, the KPIs, the indicators and metrics that are available on the platform. These are the things that tell you some basic information like how many views you got or how long people were watching. But if you dig into the KPIs, you can also find other pieces of information that are really useful. Who's watching the longest? What are the characteristics of those that are most likely to watch your channel? Also, what sections are getting the most watch time? Maybe there are certain places where people are going back and rewatching certain sections of the video, and that's telling you there's a lot of interest in that part of the content. So it's really helpful to understand the metrics and the data and the key performance indicators that are available, and looking at those in terms of the insight it provides for you about your viewers and hopefully who will become your customers, and how you can best serve their needs in ways that will fuel your following as well as your money model. So why do customer development? A lot of times we may think, I have a great idea. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to tell people about it and they're going to love it. But in reality, a lot of times our best ideas don't resonate with others as much as we think they will. What customer development does is it helps us to understand that customer so well that we really dig into the problems that they have and they face, as well as just things about their mindset, what are called psychographics, things that they value, things that they resonate with, things that they're excited about. These are ways that you can understand who they are and what they want and the problems and pain points that they have that you can address with your content and later with your money model. This connects very closely with what we talked about last week, which is the minimum viable product. As I like to say, start smaller. Whatever your idea is, whether it's for content or for some kind of product or service, you want to start as small and simple as possible. And so by doing that, you're going to have the opportunity to say, this is something that customers can look at, touch, feel, use, try out, maybe watch, and give you feedback about early and often. That minimum viable product can be really, really simple, and we're going to iterate forward from that simple model. So as soon as we get initial feedback from customers or viewers about what it is they think about it, that tells us something about what we're going to do next. With each iteration, we should be advancing and building on the foundation of the work we've done before. We should be adapting and being flexible and adjusting based on the feedback we're getting from customers. And we should also be looking for new ideas and opportunities that weren't perhaps evident to us in previous iterations that have come to light through our interactions with our viewers who are now giving us feedback in the form of views and likes and length of time that they're watching the video or places that they're going back and watching videos again. And so this is how the customer development process can really fuel an influencer startup. So I'll be adding in a little bit of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of olive oil. And with this recipe, a lot of times in the past, I've actually chopped a lot of fresh vegetables, things like tomatillos, and other vegetables that have gone into it, which are really, really good. But what my family has discovered is that salsa verde actually has all the same ingredients. And this one from Ortega is really tasty and really serves a lot of the same purpose. And though there are probably some perceptible differences between having the fresh ingredients versus a salsa verde, in terms of speed and also just simplicity of making this dish, it really makes a difference. And so that's why I've made that pivot. The shredded chicken was made by putting all the chicken breasts into a slow cooker for many hours, 4 to 6 hours, and then pulling it apart with a fork. And it really just fell apart really nicely. And now today it's all ready to go, and we could just add that right into the crock pot. And as you can see, this one is so simple, I can actually just prepare everything right into the crock pot, and that way I'll be able to just turn it on when it's ready to cook once everything's all mixed together. I want to go back for a minute to some of the things we've talked about in previous videos when it relates to just interacting with the platform. Gary Vaynerchuk wrote the book Day Trading Attention and talks about 2 things that are really important for creators. The first is strategic organic content. That's creating content that really relates to things you're already doing, the things that are going on in your life, or content that really fits in with what you've done in the past that will resonate with your viewers. And customer development is how you really see it's how that strategic organic content, that SOC, relates to those viewers, and the input that they're giving you helps you to see what would be the next wave of strategic organic content I should create. Vaynerchuk also talks about platform and culture. Every platform that you create content for has a different features, different algorithm, different things that will trigger the kind of the reach that you have. And also there's a culture, there's a kind of content that people are expected to see on that platform. And so creating that strategic organic content in ways that trigger the platform, that really fit in best with the features of the platform, and also fit in with the culture of that platform, so that the viewers see it and they see that this is something that they are used to and they want to see and fits in well with the channel or the format that they're viewing your content on. As I mentioned, I used navy beans for this one, about 30 ounces in all. And these were prepared in a slow cook as well as an overnight process to get them ready. And now that they're cooked and ready, we're going to go ahead and dump those out, rinse them, and they can go right into the crock pot along with the chicken. To give it a little bit of spice, I'm using 14 ounces, 1 kind of medium-sized can of fire-roasted chopped green chilies. This is going to give it a little bit of spice. It's not very spicy. This is definitely not made for those that really enjoy a very spicy chili. This is meant to be milder, but this gives it a little bit of flavor. I'm going to pour in a chicken broth for this one. I usually use vegetable broth, but in this case, I use chicken broth since it's already a chicken dish. Also, this Nature's Promise organic low-sodium chicken broth does the job really nicely, and so I'm going to add in a whole carton of that, about 5 cups in all. Next, I'm going to put in the spices. I've got 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, a half teaspoon of chili powder, 4 bay leaves, which I'll take out later, but these are going to add to the flavor, and about half a teaspoon of kosher salt. So before we go, I want to talk about the money model. And this week, the focus of the money model is on affiliate marketing. And of course, we're all familiar with the way Amazon sets up affiliate marketing. You can sign up to be an Amazon affiliate. You get a special link for any product. So if you talk about a product or promote a product on a video, you can add that link. And when someone clicks on that link, you get a small commission from Amazon for that purchase. In fact, not just that purchase, but anything they purchase within an hour or a few hours of someone clicking that link will give you a commission on anything that they buy. And so therefore, having those affiliate links can really turn into a valuable revenue stream, particularly if you're promoting a product or you're talking about a product. And then later, if those individuals also purchase either that or other things on Amazon. The challenge with Amazon, and I discovered firsthand, if you aren't able to drive a lot of traffic to Amazon, they'll simply boot you off the program. So what I discovered was when I set up to be an Amazon affiliate, when I just started my channel, I didn't really have any followers. I wasn't really promoting any kind of products in any strategic way or reviewing products or anything like that. And as a result, there really wasn't any traffic to the link. And after a few months, Amazon sent me a notification and said, sorry, you're not driving enough traffic. We're kicking you out of our affiliate program. So what I've done instead over time is I've looked at affiliate programs that really cater to smaller creators like me and are really tied to things that I really value and really fit in well with the content that I'm creating. So a couple of examples that I've used, and I will say I haven't made a lot of money on affiliate marketing in general because I haven't really geared my channel to drive that as a revenue stream. But a few of them I've looked at that have good programs and just examples, things to look out for. So I've done one called card.co, and that's CARRD.co. It's a website, a staging platform that's really, really ultra easy to use. It's especially good for creating landing pages, which is one of the things I like to use as part of a minimum viable product. And I always encourage new founders to use landing pages to start to build attention and to start to get people involved with their brand and to test their brand. So card.co is a really good one. It's very inexpensive to use. I use it myself. I'm very happy with it. And so being part of their affiliate program makes sense. That said, they don't pay very much because it doesn't cost very much to use Card. And so the commissions are relatively small. Another one that I use and have been part of the affiliate program for is Beehive. This is a newsletter platform that's really, really easy to use. It also has a free version and lets you build a following around a newsletter. And so it has an affiliate program that you can get credit and eventually commissions or credit against your bill for the Beehive platform. I've mostly moved to Substack for that type of content at this point, but they do have a very easy affiliate program to sign up for, and anyone can do it. A third one that I've used in the past is Think Media. Think Media is a coaching platform for creators, particularly who want to build content on YouTube. And they have an affiliate program that essentially gives you credit towards your bill for the coaching program. And so that was a very useful affiliate for me to be able to, in a sense, kind of start to offset some of the costs of that program, which was very helpful for me. Sean Cannell started Think Media and then wrote one of the books that we're using in this term called YouTube Money Secrets, along with Gary Vaynerchuk's Day Trading Attention. And so that's a third example of an affiliate program that I found easy to sign up for and fit well with what I was doing. Ultimately, the right affiliate programs for you are going to be the ones that fit in with content that you already really value, that you already use, that you find interesting, useful, or that you really like, that you can feel very good about talking about how you use it. And ultimately, if somebody is looking for information about it, you can include a link that they can follow and you can get some commission accordingly. So affiliate marketing can be a really important part of your money model as an influencer, no matter what type of content you create and no matter who your ideal viewer profile represents. So now that all the ingredients are in the crock pot, we can stir it up. It's ready to go on a slow cook at a low temperature for 4 to 6 hours. That's going to heat everything up. It's going to help all the spices to just really permeate through the chili, and then it's going to be ready to serve. This is another great example of building in public. One of the things I always encourage influencer startups to do is as they're building something or as they're creating their content platform or their business idea, to build in public. A lot like we're doing here is making the chili or making making the recipe for the meal, showing all the steps and showing the ingredients. It helps everyone to see what's happening. And as a creator, it can be a good way to help people really get to know you and see what you're doing and be part of things as you're building them from the beginning. Because then they can say later, hey, I was there from the beginning when this was just getting started. It was a new idea. It was iterating and changing a lot over time. So there we have it, the Verde Chicken Chili, representing iteration in our process and also giving us a really solid family meal for the creator community this week. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, go back and watch the earlier videos in this series, particularly if you want to be an influencer startup, if you want to be someone that creates great content, but also has a money model so that you can sustain it over time. Knowing your customers and having empathy for them and iterating your content and your money model over time are keys to having a successful influencer startup. Empathy for your viewers and a consistent iterative approach to creating content and advancing your money model are keys to success when you're building an influencer startup. Keep going.